Hi, my name's Angie McPhee. I am life member number 22, very proud of that. I was actually born in McPhee and my parents decided to move on to a dairy farm out here in the hinterland at Glenview. So I grew up in Glenview and I actually went to Caloundra High School. Most of my working life I have been an accountant. I had a public practice in Brisbane and yeah, it was a good living and enjoyed it. I got into life saving proper when I was about 38. We came to Dicky Beach as nipper parents in about 1988. Our kids watched Baywatch and thought that looked like great fun and said, can we do that? And so we found Dicky Beach. In the early days, yes, the girls, both our daughters joined nippers, and after a few years we decided that my husband and I both did our bronze, and I've patrolled ever since. My husband had a bit of a break but has come back into it more recently. But unfortunately the girls really dropped out once they hit cadets. My younger daughter has rejoined now, but she's living in Perth, so she's a member over there. I have a competitive spirit. So I guess when I first started, I really enjoyed doing patrols, but then I got into the competition and really enjoyed the surf sports side of it. I was a track athlete as a youngster and was reasonably successful, and I found that when I came here, of course, I took up the beach sprinting and was very successful there, but I also enjoyed the water, so I became a board paddler as well, and I did okay at board paddling as well. Well, I've won two Australian board overage titles, and I've won probably a dozen or more sprint titles. I'm not sure exactly. Definitely lost track. I can be pretty focused. I enjoy the physical side of life saving, whether that's just the training or even on patrols, being active on patrols. I can be quite serious, I guess, at times. I'm an accountant, so you know there's always a serious side to an accountant. So I'm of Maltese descent, which I guess is something that not everyone would guess. I mean, I've been to a number of places and I've passed as a local in many different countries, but very few people would pick that I'm Maltese. It's the Mediterranean blood, of course, gives me my colouring. Watching my kids compete was always great fun. I mean, I was a beach parent and I'd be running around on competition days just as much as they were. When I started competing, winning board races was probably the highlight, something that I was not natural at. As I said, won a lot of sprint events, but you get to the point where you half expect to win. But I think becoming a life member was really probably the highlight for me. That only happened 3 years ago, so I was 65. Pip Fawcett and Sue Williams nominated me, and I think they probably had a bit of the backing of my husband. I was completely dumbfounded. I had absolutely no idea. I was on the board at that stage, and I can remember them saying that there were nominations, but I had no idea it was me. So at the actual meeting when they read my name out, I was, really quite taken. Oh, I'm very proud and privileged. As you say, there's only been 23 of them in 75 years, so very privileged to have been in this position. Qualities of a life member are really difficult to put your finger on. I can remember having a discussion on patrol one day and someone said, oh, it's just a popularity contest. And I think there's a bit of truth in that. If you don't ruffle too many feathers and you're popular around the club, you're a chance of getting one. But you've got to do the commitment and the work behind the scenes as well. I mean, I'm not sure how much I got it because of my success at carnivals. I mean, I've been in the club coming on sort of 29, 30 years, and for a lot of those years I wasn't that involved. Beach parent, but in the early stages, patrolling member a lot of the time. And it's only in the last 10 years that I've been really involved and been on the board and been involved in running the actual club. Yeah, well, I'm now the treasurer of the club. This is my 6th year as treasurer. I've been a vice president, and I'm certainly on a number of committees now, which makes it quite a heavy workload actually. The life members do meet usually about twice a year. We usually generally get together and have a bit of a meeting and maybe a bite to eat, which is really nice. You run into life members all around the club all the time. We're always chatting, but we're chatting to everybody. It's not necessarily life member type business that you're always talking about. People talk about joining clubs, and I think you get more out of being involved in a club than you actually put in. And look, we started off a long time ago, and we have lifelong friends from being a member of Dicky Beach. And now we have a lifestyle that revolves around the club. Live just up the road, come to most functions that are on here, and now involved in sort of running half of them. Well, I'd love to see the club, we need to expand our footprint a bit. We really have problems with space at the moment, and I think that will get worse as those new development areas out not far away from us, the amount of people moving onto the coast. I don't see any more surf clubs coming along, so the clubs that are here are going to have to take that load. I love the club the way it is. It's a family club. We do a bit of everything. We're not sort of concentrated in any one area, and I think that's it. We have something to appeal to everybody. I would definitely recommend it. There's so many facets to surf lifesaving. You don't have to be a great swimmer. You don't, I mean, if you want to be a bronzy, you do have to be able to pass your proficiency, but you can just be an award member. You can do first aid, and you can do radio operators. You don't have to be a competitor, and even if you do but don't want to do the hard yakka of all the fitness work, there's the actual life-saving side of things. They call surf patrol competitions and the like. I think it's a great all-round event that you can be involved in.